Hello, ladies, gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. And a lot of bruiser meta is shifting lately, and I figured it is in my power to actually go ahead and let everybody know about this. Now, a lot of people have seen me switching my rune glasses on my live stream on all three of my accounts lately, because a couple of videos have started circulating over the fact that punishing Runeglass is basically not working as intended. And because of that, you'll see a lot of top tier bruisers actually switch to what is now known as a little abyssal, how should we call it? Should we call it void meta, yeah? So I'll just quickly go over it as to what is really insanely good right now, and then I'll explain as to why that is the case after a little bit. So if we were to go, this is my fresh gear right now, and I will actually pull up New World Guide for this part, and I will show you what a complete BIS would look like, because I currently do not have a complete BIS, and I will leave this in the description if you guys want to check it out. It is a site where you can pretty much create builds, not sponsored, nothing like that, just genuinely a good site. And as you can see here, you'll see a bunch of my different builds. I have a budget medium bruiser build, which will contain literally just a purple best in slot, in my opinion, set for bruisers. And then if we were to go into obviously my complete best in slot setup, it would be right here. So let's just go over it very quickly for everybody to be kind of familiar with it. It is going to be hammer, shockwave, thwarting strikes, and abyssal attunement. This abyssal, keep in mind, that's the important part, okay? I mean, you can have any other attunements, of course, but also on top of that, I'm using abyssal cruel, so malachite, that also does void damage over time. On my Great Axe, I have a Chain Void refreshing move, thwarting strikes. Another good option would be refreshing move with abyssal attunement or any other attunement and thwarting strikes. And then obviously once again I have abyssal gambit, so opal with abyssal tick damage. And now this is the big switch when we come to armor, going from punishing Runeglass to actual void damage Runeglass. And I'll explain as to why in a bit, but as you can see, I have basically onyxes throughout this, and then I'll have 7.5% magic resistance thanks to 3 opals in the jewelry. If you have this little mixed around, that's completely fine. I'll quickly show you in game as to what my resistances look like. As long as your elemental resistance is between like 7 and 10%, you're good, and your physical resistance around 10%. Obviously, if you do have slash protection on the amulet, getting that up to 20%, you're gonna be good, okay? This can go a little bit up, a little bit down, it's no problem. But going back to the actual site, as you can see, I will have basically resistance, right? Let's say opal resistance, but on top of that, look at the important part, additional 2% void damage. Stack that around 5 times, and that's 10% abyssal void damage. And then the big one, what you can also do, is on your ring, you can now take void damage hearty and invigorated punishment, and that's an extra 5% void damage on top of the 10%. So you're basically increasing your void damage by 15%. And you might be wondering, well, why would that be good? Most of the times as a bruiser, when are you actually getting kills, right? Your full combo looks something like that: dodge grab, dodge shock, spin, and as you explode, as that void explodes and your spin deals damage, and all these little conversions become void damage, I have seen so many more one-hits, really, ever since I started swapping into that. But now, obviously, if I were to go as to what I have currently, I still have slash damage on my ring, which is an old BIS. If you're wondering, Hearty over Leeching, Jazzis made a phenomenal video about it, explaining which one is better and why he thinks that Hardy is better. I personally have luxury of having Hearty on this account and Leeching on my other account, so I can pretty much play both setups, and I can tell you from my personal experience, I actually like Leeching a little bit more, but that is just probably like placebo, like I'm thinking it on the back of my mind, oh, Leeching's better, but it's really like Hearty or Leeching, both are great options even if you are medium. But yeah, if we were to go through basically every single item that I have over here on my fresh account, okay, as you can see, I have Chain Void over here on commitment, phenomenal Warhammer if you are going the void damage route, because look, we have Chain Void, we have Abyssal Cruel, on top of that we have 5 times Abyssal damage, so my Chain deals more damage, my auto attacks deal void damage, and now obviously I am still hunting for that ring for extra 5% damage, but even without it, It is just such a good thing, and you'll see a lot of good bruisers have recently started switching into that. But the main reason for that is because punishing simply wasn't working properly. So I don't know what happens if they all of a sudden finish punishing. Is punishing better again, or is this actually going to, you know, be stronger for a while to come? And I just wanted to make this quick little video, make sure everybody's up to date as to what we're running. If you have been recently on the channel, by the way, the support has been phenomenal, and because of that I'll make sure to always keep you guys up to date, whether it comes to any sort of bruiser updates or any other updates in that matter, because yeah, stuff like that, if you're a casual player, you will miss it. If you're not like a competitive player, you'll miss updates like this. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I let everybody know. And obviously, if you're looking to downgrade this into a 2-perker setup, because, you know, a lot of the people will not be able to get a full beast setup, you can very easily go with the 2-beast ring would be invigorated punishing and void damage, okay? And then obviously Great Axe, you can still go refreshing move, thwarting strikes, just a 2-beast purple. When it comes to hammer, let's just pull up New World Guide again, so we go over this together where it's gonna make a little bit more sense. Commitment is still going to be a phenomenal hammer if you are a budget player. You're going to have Shock, Chain Void, Enchanted, very nice. Great Axe, refreshing move, thwarting strikes. Obviously you do need that Gravity Well on one of your pieces because that perk is absolutely phenomenal. But as you can see, Resi Gravity Well with obviously Void dealing bonus damage. And then just Resi Shirking across the board. Now some people will tell you to still go 3 freedoms. I personally think when you're full purple, you go with Resi Shirking across the board, you completely leave freedom out. But once you start getting 1 or 2 full beast pieces, like you land on 1 Resi Shirking freedom, or you craft yourself a Resi Freedom Gravity Well perk, then you start looking into obtaining 3 freedom pieces. But not before that, it's not really worth it. So you'll see me have Resi Shirking freedom all across the board. Good cheap amulet would be health, stamina recovery, and Shirking in power. Free Champion's Amulet. Obviously, if you do have slash protection, health, and stam recovery, even better, right? That's gonna allow you to be... That's probably one of the first upgrades that I would recommend everybody to get. It's not too hard to craft, it's not too expensive to buy, and it's gonna make you survive much better. And obviously here you can see Void Damage Invigorated Punishment. Costs about 2 to 3k on the market. Very easy to craft, very easy to get. And if you want a free good earring, you just go with Doom's Chance. Obviously, if you want a 3-base, you would go with Regenerating, Refreshing Toast, and Purifying Toast. And I mean, that pretty much covers more or less everything I wanted to say in this video. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working towards in the near future. In the next videos, the next war videos that are coming to the channel, we do try to upload pretty much every single day, are going to be showcasing these new rune glasses in the armor, so you're going to be able to see a lot of the one-hits that happen thanks to all the bonus void damage. Now, what could you technically do to prevent this meta? You know, someone might actually unironically start slotting void gems in their armor. I mean, why not? You know, void protection gem, bada bing bada boom, all of a sudden you counter this meta. And that's literally what I love about New World. Metas evolve, and then you get counter metas for the evolved meta. So maybe in the next, you know, few videos, you'll see me having like a void protection gems in my armor. Who knows? We'll see. We'll figure it out together. As always, you can find any sort of updates over on my Twitch channel. I stream every single day. I try to upload as much educational content and wars as possible. And if you enjoy that, consider subscribing. We're getting very close to 10k subs on this second channel, and I would very much appreciate all of the support. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll catch you around with another video. Have a good one, and bye-bye. See ya.